Bob Kafar here, welcome. Today we're going to make pineapple apple cookies, and our special guest is back with us, Queenie Wu. Queenie,
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Last time we made carrot pulp cookies, so today we move on to pineapple apple cookies. And Queenie, where did you get the idea for these cookies?
Well, like if you watched last video and I explained that it's a long evolving history, because at first we all dehydrate some vegetables, some fruits for the season, and so sometimes I have the pineapple dehydrated and I ate too much. I had too much sugar on my diet, so I kind of changing them and try to make it like less sugar. Yeah, so I can't say how I come to this idea, but it's a long process. I've been put a lot of thought into it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I've been trying several times, and this is the best one that we come up to. Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. So let's go over the ingredients that we're going to use. We have, first thing we have here, organic chia seeds, right?
Chia seed, yeah.
And then we have organic raw pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, pumpkin seed.
We have organic flax seeds.
Flax seed.
Okay, and here, of course, we have organic raw unsalted sunflower seeds, right?
Yeah, these are all very good.
And then here we're looking at what we have 8 organic gala apples, right? And then we have 1 organic pineapple. Okay, and of course here's a bowl where we're going to put all the mix in, and then we're going to use the dehydrator. And many people have asked about the dehydrator. Here you can see it's this is made by Excalibur, and it's a 9 tray, very simple. It's a heating coil with a fan, very simple unit, and these are great. Okay, and we're going to need water. And incidentally, today I'm fasting. I haven't fasted for 2 weeks. With going up to Saratoga, it's been a little difficult with the schedule, but today I'm getting my fast in for 36 hours. So I've had 1 liter of water so far today. But let's move on, Queenie, if we can get started.
Yeah. So we need to cut the pineapple.
Okay, let's move this so we can...
Which one is sharper? This one or this one?
They should both be good, but this one's a heavier knife. This one is a vegetable knife.
Oh yeah. Okay, I prefer it heavier. Okay. We cut the pineapple.
Okay, and once again, I don't throw away food scraps. I compost food scraps. Okay.
Well, I think you should know how to cut pineapple, right? It's really easy. And one thing is we had to cut the core out because the core is kind of hard. So when you put it in the cookie, it would be too hard to choose.
Right. And I might add that this pineapple, when I bought it, it was not ripe, but I kept it in a brown paper bag for about 36 hours. And Queen, you find that's a great way to ripen fruit. You said avocados.
Yeah, I think this people find it really trouble when you go to supermarket. You want to find the perfect avocado, and so it's really hard because when you find a black one, and maybe it's good to eat today, but tomorrow no, it's go bad. But when you buy a green one, and it takes forever to be ripe. So for me to make sure, and I'll get the fresh one, the greener one, and I just put them in the brown paper bag and stuff them in the pantry where is the temperature is warmer, and then you can check even it's green for 2 days and it will be ripe but still look green outside.
Here's
but actually it's
This is for your hands. I can put a wet
thank
paper towel there. Okay.
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 So we're going to use. We're going to make half a normal portion that we do today, right? Because I still have some in stock here. So we're not going to use the whole pineapple. Am I right? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to use half a pineapple, half the amount of everything we would normally use. So go ahead. You can do that while I wrap this up. Okay.
Okay, so we have the core out here, and Bob said he's going to eat it. But you could use the pineapple core for good use because like when you are making pineapple fried rice, and you can mix the pineapple core dice in it, or you make potato salad, and it would add a really good texture to your potato salad. Or even if you are not putting in your food, you could put it, if you're making juice, it's very good for juicing. So when you make carrot juice, and you can also put the pineapple cores in it. Yeah.
Okay, so normally I would eat it, but not today because I'm not eating anything. So, okay, and I like to watch the way Queenie cuts up a pineapple, right? And it's always important to learn when you do cut with a sharp knife. Queenie, you explained you keep your fingers bent and you rest the blade against your knuckles, right?
Yeah.
Very important. An accident can be a real problem. If you're a professional cellist, an accident can be a career-ending problem. So,
Well, not just cellists. Finger is very important for everybody, right?
right.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're protecting your finger. You're not even cutting the apple.
Okay, so I'll start cutting the apples, okay? That was a nice hint. Okay, so we'll start. And then you do it. Remember, you had another patented way of cutting an apple?
Yeah, and it's very important when you cut the apple, you have to cut the core out because the seed is poisonous. Bob,
Sorry?
the seed. You put in the seed.
Okay, I put the seed in the wrong bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. School for the gifted. Mistakes do happen. All right, if only all of life's mistakes were so easily fixed. Okay, so we'll get another compost bin here.
It's good because people learn from your mistake.
That's right.
That will happen.
Right, so in life you want to learn from other people's mistakes and not your own mistakes, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference between a smart person and a brilliant person. So learn from the mistakes of others.
Yeah, just don't worry about the shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. But it really depends on the texture you want from the cookies. So we are cutting them into thin, smaller size because that will make them more easily to combine with each other. But if you want a bigger chunk, you can go ahead and it will take longer time to dehydrate, that's all. Okay, now we are cutting apple.
Right, so today, since we're only doing half of a normal size amount of pineapple apple cookies, we're only using 6 of these apples.
sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so the apples are all cut up here. Let's in the bowl they go.
But when you talk about the technique using your knuckle,
Yeah.
so when you really trust your knuckle and you can go like this, you don't
Okay.
have to. You have to trust them. Go
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Good. Queenie can afford to be more trusting with her fingers than I can, so I err on the side of caution all the time. So
Well, when you look at those video made by those professional chefs, they could really not looking at it and close their eyes because they trust their knuckle.
okay, here you go, a piece of pineapple there. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna
Good.
wash my hands.
So now we're going to move on to the next step. So in the bowl, you can see we have 6 apples and half a pineapple there, all cut up, ready to go into the mix. Okay.
Okay, so the rest of the ingredient is so you have so this is half a cup.
Half a cup.
Half a cup.
All right, and we start with the organic flax seeds, right?
Flaxseed.
Okay.
Chia seed.
Okay, it's organic chia seeds. Okay, and then we have organic pumpkin seeds.
I think I need one more.
One more
Chia,
chia seeds. All right, so we're gonna double
So-
down on.
Yeah, so chia seed has to be 1 cup. Remember last time when we do the carrots, we put in 2 cups.
2 cups. So we're gonna double the amount of
So you would
chia
need
seeds.
1 cup the chia seed, half a cup of flax seed, and then the nuts. So that would be 2 cups of pumpkin seed.
Are you using sunflower seeds?
And then 1 cup of sunflower seed. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that would be good. And now we just pour in water.
Okay, so let's get
The water. We're going to pour in water to create some magic, because when chia seed and flax seed, when you put waters in it, and the texture will become what's the word? Gelatinous.
So here we go. Here's 1 liter of filtered water.
That's
So
put
I
in
can-
half now.
Okay,
Half first.
so we're gonna do
Half.
excuse me, half
Yeah.
a liter. Okay, so here we go.
Okay,
That's probably
okay.
about half. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that smells great.
It's already smelling great. Oh, and then we forgot cinnamon powder.
Cinnamon powder.
Yeah, cinnamon powder. But just like when you're making apple pie, you need cinnamon powder to add a little bit
Okay,
notch.
so here we have cinnamon powder.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So and it would be like 1/4 spoon, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have cinnamon powder.
So we put in half liter of water in, and you can see after I combine them, and you can see they kind of drink up all the water.
Right, so that
Almost,
half
yeah.
liter of water is just about gone now. It's been absorbed into the chia seeds, the flax seeds. Right?
Okay.
And they become very sticky,
Yeah.
right? And that holds the cookie together.
Yeah.
Right, so
Okay. So now we could put them on the.
on the dehydrating rack.
Yeah.
So let's get rid of the cutting board. Okay, we'll put the cutting board over here. And let's bring over some of the racks. And you can see what we do here. We have these are the racks for the dehydrator, and these are cookie sheets. And that enables us to put on a wet cookie, and it won't fall through the rack.
So I'm the lazy person, so I'm not going to make them into pretty shape or special design. So we just kind of like get a.
Right, and we're not going to make them too thick today, right?
Okay.
We've decided we're going to...
Yeah. So it's a good thing that you make your own cookie because you know what puts in it, and also you could adjust it because your body need different thing in different time, different weather. So this ingredient, they are not like fixed ingredient. You only can put in this amount of this or that. You could always adjust them by your need, your own need. So is it too thick?
I think if you could, spread it out a little bit, we'll thin it out a little. Okay, and I'll work on a tray over here as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got that?
Yep.
I'll work on this side. And let's get the rack back together, and I'll just take these here, okay? Okay. And again, you can, if you have kids, it's a great idea to make these into shapes. Have your kids help. Learn good, healthy eating values from an early age. I know kids will tend to rebel and want to go eat junk food at some point, and at my age, one thing you learn is let them do it. They will always come back to what you taught them when they were young. So that's a very important thing, not to, choose your battles carefully, and the kids will come back to what they learned at a very young age at some point. So I think that's a great way to instill healthy dietary values on young children.
Yeah. It's like putting a little seed in their mind,
Right.
their consciousness, and once they have more information, more outside information, and those seeds will grow. Actually, when they grow older, they will know what's really good.
That's
for them.
true, because my son is probably one of the most disciplined people I know as far as what he eats. He's a professional MMA fighter, and he's a personal trainer, and part of being a professional MMA fighter is making weight before a fight. And his degree is in nutrition and fitness, and he's very careful about what he eats and when he eats. He is pretty adamant about advising not to eat after 7 p.m. every day. I think that's really good advice.
But that's also very difficult, not to eat after 7 p.m.
Yeah, for me, that's a real challenge. After I get home from a concert at 11 o'clock at night, and I'm hungry. But I think one thing about being healthy is learning how to be hungry and how to accept it.
Okay, we're
so
almost finished.
All right, so
Yeah.
we're now about making our last cookies here.
We're almost finished. Yes. Well, it's hard to scoop out the rest of it, but don't worry about it. Just pour in some waters in it, and then you can just drink the water.
Oh, with the...
Yeah, with the everything, and we're not wasting it.
Okay.
And also, that's a reminder, when you are eating these cookies, it's a good way to do it is chew a lot more time than you usually does. Maybe you can count like chew 30, 35, and then you will have more enzyme for your digestion.
Right.
And then also when you eat slowly, and you're not just physically, you feel more comfortable, and mentally you can calm yourself. It's almost like eating meditation actually. You
Right.
can feel your food with the texture and the sweetness, the tartness in the cookies, and then you will learn to enjoy the food in your mouth.
Right.
That's really precious lesson, I think.
Right, and also, it takes time for the brain to register that the stomach is full, and I think really it's a downfall of our society that number one, we tend to eat too much, number two, we tend to eat too quickly.
Too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we are with the last tray now. Okay, and I think we're pretty good. So the last tray is going into the dehydrator now. And then we will turn it on to, I think, 155 degrees. And there we go. Okay, so we'll spread these out because we only have 4 trays in here. All right, let's plug this in, and we'll take it up to 155 degrees. So we're fast forwarding 12 to 16 hours, but we had made these previously.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this is what the cookie will look like after 12 to 16 hours on the dehydrator. And they are absolutely delicious. I am fasting today, so I'm not going to have any. And that takes discipline when you're preparing food and fasting, so you don't eat anything. But
yeah, but I could
so you
take
can,
the big.
Queenie, take
I'm
one
going to take the big one.
and let me know how it is.
Of course, it will be very good.
It's very crisp.
Crispy.
Good. And this,
Incredible.
yeah, this is one of the foods I live on when I travel. People often ask, in China, I try not to eat the food there. I know there's a lot of pollution in the air, the water, the land. And I find when you take these with you, you have complete control over what you eat. It takes discipline, but having your life back is well worth the cost. So.
Yeah, that's what I did when I traveled in China.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't offend any Chinese people, but it's good when you have some healthy snack with you. When you feel a little bit hungry and need something, and you will not just go grab whatever out there,
Right.
fast food or any deep fried food.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Pineapple
This is
apple
really good,
cookies.
very
Here we are.
crispy.
Queenie, thank you so much. Can't tell you how
welcome.
much I appreciate you being a guest and filming this. Eat healthy. Food is medicine. You are what you eat.
Yeah.